You only think you liked that movie. Don't worry, we'll set you straight. You're listening to The Fellas.
I should invest in the stock market because I'm on fire. I called it. I said, this looks like it's going to be great. It looks like it's going to be very titillating. It's going to intrigue me. And we watched it, did all that shit.
Well,
bam.
Shit, I'm surprised, man. It's January and it's not total garbage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as Red Letter Media likes to say, fuck you, it's January. No, I would expect total garbage in January. And honestly, I think there was a lack of confidence with regards to the people who made it. I don't think they thought it would sell, which is why they put it in January.
Yeah.
Which, it wouldn't surprise me if it didn't sell. There was no fucking advertising. I saw trailers for it in theaters.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
That's it. That's all you fucking saw. It's like they didn't want to put anything behind it. Hey guys, man, sometimes I jump into this shit head first. Hey guys, it's the fellas. It's your boy Antoine and Ray. Today we went and saw what I would consider to be the unofficial sequel of the Belko Effect. Is that what do you think that's what it would be?
Kind of, yeah, kind of, or another play like.
No, actually, no. I take it back. Not the Belko Effect.
Like
you're not beating each other up.
The Saw movies, kind of?
No, not the Saw movies either. What we saw, guys, was a escape room. The idea was that you had six. Was it six of them? Was it six? It was six of them,
Six
right?
of them, yeah. It felt like there were a lot more. No, but there were six.
So
yeah.
it was six.
Yeah.
You had six individuals who, for whatever reason, were chosen to participate in this escape room. Now, for those of you who don't know, I've never been in an escape room in my life, but I do have a lot of hipster millennial friends who just love that shit. And I'm like, what do you do? Oh, you're in the room and there's clues and you find the clues to get out. And I'm like, that does not sound fucking fun to me.
It's actually kind of fun. I've been in one.
So you've been in one?
Yeah, I've been in one.
Because like I said, freaking Colin and Joe, who we have on here sometimes,
yeah,
they've been to like 7. They're addicts, man. But then again, you look at them and they're like the very definition of hipster millennials.
Oh, well, that's true.
So yeah, they're
that's true.
just completely into that shit. But yeah, these people get chosen to be in this escape room, which is just nuts with the detail and shit. It is fucking insane.
First of all,
it's crazy.
This escape room, just on the layout where you're actually going to have to go, seemed kind of creepy. I mean, the building seemed abandoned. Normally, you would go to some kind of like hotel or convention center or some kind of like comic book store where the next door neighbor has their like escape room set up. I saw an escape room right next to a morgue, which is actually kind of creepy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would entice me to go.
An escape room right next to the morgue?
I bet, what's this about?
You probably start winding up next to dead bodies, man.
It would just be a normal Thursday for me. So anyway, they go to this escape room and insert standard Hollywood meme here. It's not what it appears to be. First of all, these escape rooms, you're fucking up. They'll kill you. You could see that like right off.
Yeah.
They will kill you. So you're fighting for your life in this escape room. And then it's just so goddamn immersive. I mean, Jesus.
I would have to say, I haven't seen an intro this good. The first 5 minutes of the movie had you hooked before any introduction of any character.
Yeah, actually, because they were just kind of setting up the premise of who these people are that you're going to see. And this is the best thing. They leave a lot to your imagination, which is very important because they only show you like 3 of the characters and you're like, okay, these are going to be the 3 main characters. I thought there was going to be more, because they're kind of showing what their life is like right now. But then once you get there, you see there's 3 more people. And I just figured they were cannon fodder because they didn't tell us anything about them. But as it goes, you learn about people's pasts as the show goes on.
Yeah.
And it starts to kind of reveal things. That's really, really cool. I'll talk about how the actors did. We won't go in depth into the story of each character until we hit the spoiler button. But we will definitely talk about the actors because there was some times where it came off a little bit too thick. But for the most part...
Yeah, I was seeing it.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. Whenever they would transition from one phase to another, like, hey, we're strangers, we're dismissive of each other, we're friends now, we're buddy-buddy because we have to do this together. Now our cultures clash. You're from a different culture, or you're an asshole, whereas this other character isn't an asshole. Now we're clashing with each other.
Or you're super dumb and I'm super smart.
Right. And the way...
You're super educated,
Yeah, but the thing is, the way they transition between how we're acting with each other, it's too sudden. You know, I mean, if you want an example, two of the characters, Mike, who's played by Tyler Labine,
I like
he's
him.
He's kind
cool.
of a good old boy. He's not a hillbilly. He's just a nice mountain dad sort of guy. Like if you see like one of those sitcoms from the 90s, he'd be the jovial dad. Think like Full House.
Yeah.
You know, but he's from the mountains. He's a miner. He's a trucker or whatever. Well, me and my little girl Jamie, she tells me this is a good one. So, well, I'm a man. I want some money, so I'm here to get some money. You know, that sort of thing. He's jovial. So, you know, so there's Mike, and then you have Ben. Ben is kind of he has the most sympathy for me out of all the characters.
Yeah, I was like, man, everybody's shitting on him.
You don't know what he did, but society as a whole seems to just shit on him.
Yeah.
Like he's living with his mom in a dead-end grocery store, working in the back, and he's trying to do something, you know. He goes to his manager, hey, boss, I was wondering maybe you can move me up front because, you know, I need to save up some money. I really want to move out of my mom's place. He's like, look, you're a good kid. I really like you. You're a good kid. But if I put you in the front where people can see you, I'm going to lose business. I'm like, well, shit.
What the fuck does he do?
Was he a convicted con and he's just trying to get his life back together?
I mean, I don't know what he's doing. He's jerking out in the front,
and
or he's fucking.
And he's just drinking his life away because he's so depressed.
I mean, you're at a fucking
anything.
like. I guess it was like a home goods store, or
no, it was a grocery store. I mean, he was like tagging merchandise.
I've been at some really bad grocery stores. I mean, grocery stores where I had accidentally bought a fucking can of nectar that was 2 months old, and I didn't notice the expiration date and drank the shit.
Jesus, I don't know why you shared that.
Yeah,
your asshole must be prolapsed.
No, it came out my mouth because this shit was rancid. I didn't smell it before I drank it, and I only drank one time.
Let that be a lesson to you.
You know, I would rather this guy that's wanting to be out in the front. He'll probably make a difference.
Well, the thing is, the guy is trying to better himself, and it seems like society's not letting him. Now, for that reason, he seems very lovable, but you have to understand, he's a little bit of a nihilistic asshole because all of his hopes and dreams have been crushed.
Yeah.
And life is just nonstop shitting on him, and he's just drinking and smoking all day. Smoking cigarettes, drinking whiskey, always has a flask with him. So, anytime somebody says something, he's gonna have a smart-ass comment, but he's not nasty with it. He's not nasty. So lovable Mike is like, hey, look, guys, I got a fishing pole. You know, I was a pro fisherman, this and that. And he's like, oh, great. So you know how to take a line and sit it in some water. Thanks. We could really use that. He's like, let me tell you something, boy. You talk to me like that again, I'll slap you like your mama should have. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from?
That shit was awesome, actually. It made me laugh.
Yeah, well, it was so out of left field. It's like, okay, you know, we're trying to show a little friction. There's a little friction, and his assholishness is starting to rub people the wrong way. But given the situation, what he said wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, go fucking kill yourself, you stupid hillbilly son of a bitch. It's like, oh, great, you're an expert at putting a pole in the water. Big deal.
That's
some
the stress.
shit I would just ignore. But right after that, I'll slap you like your mama should have. And then right after that, all right, guys, let's go on and then put this thing in. It's all happy. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah. I mean, the dialogue was really well done, though. The dialogue was...
The dialogue was great.
Yeah.
Especially the dialogue with another character, Jason, played by Jay Ellis, who I thought he was the main character. You see, it starts out by showing us Jason, played by Jay Ellis, who's a Wall Street investment and retirement broker who just makes, based on what they show, just fuck tons of money. Just raises way more questions than answers. Like, why is he enticed
by 10
into
grand.
earning 10 grand?
I know. It's like,
oh no, they said he thought it was a gift from his clients. He's like, if I don't do this shit, he's gonna be pissed. So I gotta go and say, oh yeah, I went to the escape room and we did A, B, and C and whatever. That's the only reason he showed up. So they start by showing you Jason, Ben, and Zoe was fucking precious. And you know what I'm realizing? She's cute. If I met her at a bar and I tried to strike up a conversation, this actress, Taylor Russell, who I believe she's got a good career in front of her.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
She did such a great job of playing a girl who was an introvert. Like, she just doesn't... Give her a book of chemical quotes and chemical data and this and that. She'll go over that all day. But you put her in a setting with people, she doesn't know how really to interact with them, and she's scared, and she's timid.
She sold it, man.
Yeah, I mean, she's not balled up in the corner, but it's like she's just constantly quiet until spoken to. And then when you speak to her, she doesn't know how to make polite conversation. She's just answering questions. And she did such a good job that if I saw her in the bar and I tried to strike up a conversation, after like 2 or 3 sentences, I'd kind of be like, I'd get like really protective of her. Like, look, you want to go home? I can call you an Uber. I'll pay you. You know, there's a lot of low lives in this bar, and I'd be one of them. I'm trying to find a drunk chick to fuck. Now I'd be like, it's like, look, you don't need to be here. You need to get out of here. It's like if you see a child.
Yeah.
You see a child in a bad place. You know, you can be a murdering, rampaging psychopath, but then you see a child in a place that's just not meant for children. Like, look,
Yeah.
little girl, come on, take my hand. We're gonna get you out of here, and you'll beat up all the other psychopaths who get in your way. She kind of brought that out of me, which was awesome. Awesome job.
Yeah, she's like this generation's new Holly Berry. She's got that beautiful caramel skin tone. She's cute right now because she's young, but once she gets older, she'll be like extremely sexy.
She'll get hot.
Yeah, she'll get really hot.
Yeah, but she's just cute as a button. Looks like she's mixed. I think she's got a little white in her. She's not that dark old ebony. That's the new thing now. We don't want people too black. Shit, I don't want people too black. But you know, they definitely pulled it off. Amanda, played by Deborah Ann Wall. Normally, it is very rare that I like a woman playing as a female soldier. Usually because they try too hard to make them badasses. But she pulled it off. I mean,
man, she's ripped. She's gorgeous.
Movie. Yeah, it's a fucking movie. Okay, but you look at her like, yeah, she's toned, and when you're looking at her character, you're like, you know, if she just put on some fucking makeup and gussied herself up, she can be hot as shit.
She is
but
hot
it's
as
like,
shit, man.
she ain't bothering with that. She served in Iraq. She saw some shit,
and she wasn't real thin.
No, she wasn't.
She was fucking beefy. Her arms were like there.
Yeah.
It looks like she was training for this one scene.
She did not look like a model, okay?
Yeah.
She wasn't like cut like a model. She was beefy, but at the same time, she looks like if she got into it, she can give you a shot to the kidneys and you feel that shit.
I thought you
That's
meant
what she
something
looked
else.
Like. Nah. If it was something else, you'd be catching. Trust me. She'd be pitching, you'd be catching. You wouldn't have shit to say about it. But I loved the way they did her character. She really looked like she just wanted to leave it all behind. I will say, I really felt that I didn't get to see enough of Danny, played by Nick Donani. I wanted to see more of him. Like, when he died, I was like, all right. I mean, I always figured if anyone could get them out, it would have been him. Because his character does escape rooms for a living.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like the uber nerd, and he's like the only one who's really, really into this. You know, I'm sure once he saw someone die for real, that would have changed. But, you know, he was just uber into it. Oh, this is how it works. This is how we do it. And that's the fucked up thing about this. Like, one of my complaints was, like, too much of this is left up to chance. It didn't make sense. Had they not had him in that group, they would have died in the first room.
I do believe
because they wouldn't have known, like, what the fuck is an escape room? How does it work? What are you supposed to do?
He was pretty much the guiding hand.
That's what we're supposed to do. He never would have got it.
Yeah.
He never would have got it.
Let's go into spoiler territory because we pretty much can say as much as we can say without saying spoilers because everything starts happening so quick in this movie.
Yes. Now, we hit spoilers. What's most important about this movie, and I think what sells it the best, is they just wet the palate just a little bit.
Yeah.
They wet your taste buds just a little bit to make you say, I want to know, I want more.
Yeah.
I want more. What do you want more of? I want more rooms. I want to see what the next room's going to be like.
Yeah.
I want to know more about these people. Because each person, every now and then, based on what's going on, they're very subtle. Based on what's going on, people will start freaking out over something that seems innocuous. Like the chick was looking, and in the first room, the theme is that it's going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. You're basically in an oven. And they inadvertently turned it on when they tried to open a door. And the thing is, the chick's flipping through the magazines and the newspapers, and she's seeing articles about fires and people burning down and whatnot, and it's like making her uncomfortable. Once the heat thing comes on and they can all see it, everyone's like, okay, that's weird. But the soldier chick, Amanda, she's fucking freaking out.
Yeah, it's like, yo, man, fuck this.
Yeah, she's like, I'm out, open this fucking door, I'm gone. And I'm kind of like, okay, there must have been a fire or something involved with her, because even I would be like, okay, that's weird. You got this fucking heat thing up there, but the level... Now, she wasn't going into a panic, because remember, she's a soldier. She used to be a soldier. She's a professional. She's holding it down, But you could see from the way she's acting, I was like, yo, she's losing her shit, but she's holding it down tight so you don't notice.
All I know, if I would have been in that room, I'm one of those people that if you have a waiting room, I will make sure I get in contact with the person behind the glass. I am that guy where like, is it my time yet? Is it my time yet?
Yeah, is it my time yet? You are that guy, and that annoys the shit out of me and everyone else in the room. Yes, yes.
No. Is it my turn yet? Yeah, I'm that guy. So we would have found out that this shit was fake.
So when you first walk in that room and you're knocking on the door, please sit down. You'll be spoken to soon. How long do you wait before you start knocking again?
Another like 3 minutes. I would wait 3 minutes.
And then she says the exact same thing.
What do you do? I was like, you know what? There's something wrong here because this is some bullshit, man. This is some bullshit.
Hey. Yo, my kid's in the car outside. Can we do this, please? My kid's in the car. It's fucking bullshit, man. Fuck this shit.
If I would have saw that shit locked, I would have lost my shit.
Like, fuck this. I'm out of here. This is bullshit. I got shit to do, man.
Yeah.
I got other shit I gotta do. I gotta do a fucking podcast. Fuck this shit. And the whole thing is, it was funny because when we were watching it, just with that first room, we were constantly going back and forth like, yeah, how long before either of us would have called bullshit? Well, we wouldn't have made it past the first fucking room.
Well, I turned to you before the first clue, and I said, you know what? Yo, you got to put cups on that shit. I turned to you before they even did that. It's like, yo, you got to put cups on that shit with the water.
That's bullshit.
And you know what? They fucking did that shit. I was like, yeah, we would have survived at least that one room.
Yeah, because like the clue was, you have to do whatever the doctor says. This is supposed to be a waiting room for a doctor.
Yeah.
And there's a sign that says, please use coasters. Like if you're going to put your drink down. So they realize, oh shit, there's 6 coasters. When you push all 6 of them, you get the secret entrance. But it's like, shit, if we're all holding them, how are we going to get to the entrance? So you had to go to the water cooler, fill the cup up, and sit it on there so that the cup is heavy enough. But because the soldier lady was freaking out, because at this point, there are like heat on the sides, a heat thing coming from the ceiling, a heat thing coming from the walls, and they closed the windows. And I was like, okay, that's bad, whatever. But I was like, yo, when the fucking fans turned on, so you're pushing that heat around, I was like, that's when I would have lost my shit. Yo, I would have started breaking stuff, dude. I would have started panicking. Yo, what's that fan? Yo, somebody turn that fan off.
Look,
it's one thing for it to be hot in here. There's an active heat lamp on. A heat lamp. And now you're turning on a fan? We're going to be fucking cooking in here, man. Literally, you were going to fucking cook us. I was like, I would have lost my shit. You turn that fucking fan off.
They were a little too calm, honestly.
Everybody except Amanda.
Yeah, everybody was too calm because once that shit started cooking and there wasn't enough water, I would have started either taking a shit in the cup or I would be pissing in the cup.
Yeah.
Just to have that shit.
Yeah, because they didn't have enough water. So it's like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? And I'm thinking, whip your dick out. Piss in the cup. I wouldn't even try to hide. I'd be like, hold up. I'd drop my pants down right in front of him. I'd have pissed in it, shit in it. When you shit in it, you got to take your hand and push it down to make sure it's all in the cup.
I don't fucking care. I'd rather fucking smell the shit on my hands than cook a lot.
Take your shoe off and shove your shoe in there. Whatever it takes, man, to make that fucking thing go down. But Ben had his flask.
And now thinking back on it, every room that they were in, they spent less and less time in because they wanted you to get to the next room. So the first room was the longest.
Put the pressure on you.
Yeah, the first room was the longest. The second one was the second longest, and then it went on in that order.
I mean, the last room was like less than 2 minutes. The guy had like less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, that shit was fucking fast, man.
Yeah, that shit was nerve-wracking. But there's a reason for that. There's a reason it was going faster and faster. So the second room, they go from one, which is it's hot as shit, things are on fire, and everyone's taking their clothes off because they're so hot. Then the next room is a log cabin that's out in the Arctic somewhere. So it's cold. So they're all starting to like freeze, So they're like, the clues to me didn't seem to make much sense.
Yeah, it really didn't. Not in this one. It felt like you had to walk around in that room to actually kind of get the clues.
Right. And I also didn't like the fact, another thing they showed was, this is when the first character dies, which was Danny. And the fucked up thing is, really, they just fucking killed him. I mean, it's not like, because the whole thing is, okay, you're outside. Here's the problem. You're outside. It's snowing, and they turn on a fan to give it a wind factor. So the temperature is constantly getting lower and lower and lower. You're going to freeze to death.
Okay.
Now, the whole thing is, you notice at this point, everyone's starting to show little tells to give you information on their background. And Jason's like, look, you got to huddle up. You got to get warm. Hypothermia is going to cause you to do this and this and this and this. We can't waste time. We got to go fast because once the hypothermia sits in, we'll start getting confused and doing this and that. And it's like, you know a lot about hypothermia. So I just don't like cold places, okay? Like, what the fuck's that all about?
Yeah.
You know, so clearly that's something from his past that, you know, they're going to elaborate on later, but everyone starts doing that shit.
Everybody starts getting fucking...
Yeah, and the fucked up thing is, once they're like, oh, okay, they found a key that was in a solid block of ice, and the fucked up thing is, the cabin was on top of an ice lake. This is all in a building, by the way.
Yeah, it was really crafty.
It was on top of an ice lake, and when he had it going down, said, okay, he cut the ice, and he had it going down, that fishing pole completely extended itself down there. So that's how many floors?
They would have probably been up 10 floors, 10 stories.
No, I'm saying when the fishing pole went down in the water, how many floors deep do you think that water was?
At least 6 to 7 floors deep.
6 to 7 floors deep.
Yeah, so that was
nothing but water. 6 to 7 floors. So they were basically using this entire building like whole floors were gutted.
Yeah,
for the purposes of this experiment. And when they get the key that's frozen in ice, it's like, look, I know it's cold, but we have body heat. You know, we can use our body heat to melt the ice. And I'm thinking, the fuck?
You know, you could piss and shit your way through some of these clues.
Yes. What you do, you piss on it, you shit on it, and then you pack it in some dirt. You just want to keep it away from the wind factor, and you just leave it. It'll slowly start melting.
It'll melt fast as shit.
Yeah.
The fucking hot steam
and
piss
like,
out of your body.
And he's like, okay, let's get this guy's lighter. We'll use this guy's lighter to start a fire.
That shit ain't gonna do a fucking thing, dude.
No, they were gonna just set some shit on fire. That's what they were gonna try to do.
No.
But when the kid, freaking Danny, goes to get his lighter, they blew up the chunk of ice that he was standing on to force him to fall in there. And I was kind of like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, okay, no, they're trying. They're either trying to kill them or trying to push them to put them in a situation where the survival instinct has to kick in.
Well, the thing is, I guess having a lighter is called cheating. It'll make the situation a lot easier than it was.
Fuck that. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's the only reason why
having a lighter is considered cheating. You should have taken all that shit off of everybody when they came in.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, empty your pockets. You know, should have done all that shit. Eventually, they melt the ice by all of them touching it for long enough, which, honestly...
That shit would fucking hurt, dude.
Not just the fact that it would hurt. Look, I understand if we have the block of ice outside and we're doing it. This is in an air-conditioned, like, freezer, is basically what that was.
We're not doing anything.
This shit should have taken 24 fucking hours.
A block that size, yeah.
To melt that block enough to get the key out.
Dude, they would have the fuck on that block to get that shit down.
And if that's what I gotta do, actually, I would have dropped my pants and just sat on it.
That would have worked.
Yeah, drop my pants and just sit my ass on it. And I'd be like, yo, whoever sits on the block of ice gets the jacket. Give them the jacket, sit on the block of ice. They're sitting there cold, like you're laying an egg. But
that shit would make sense, actually.
Yeah, but they eventually got the next door open. They got the key out of there. And the next room, which I think was it was the one that looked the most awesome, but it was the one that was the most fucked up.
Yeah.
This was an upside-down pool hall.
Yeah, that shit.
And first of all, when they got into the upside-down pool hall, it was a giant elevator. It went all the way to the top of the building.
Yeah.
So they're standing basically on the ceiling, and it plays this song. It's kind of like musical chairs.
Downtown.
Yeah, the downtown song. And every time the song gets to the end, it makes a fax modem noise, and a portion of the ceiling, which to them is the floor, drops away. So you have less to stand on.
I think that was a really creative room.
It was a creative room, but the puzzle was fucking retarded.
Yeah.
I was genuinely like...
Who's going to figure that shit out?
Yeah. Okay, I understand there's a poster collage of...
How do you know what order they're supposed to go in?
Here's the thing. There's a collage of record albums on the wall, but when you slide them around, you can make one solid record. Now, here's what gets me. Apparently, the colors make dots and dashes, so obviously it's Morse code, and because the room is upside down, you do the Morse code backwards, and I'm like, who the fuck is supposed to find that out?
I have another question, too. Yeah. I don't know Morse code. You don't know Morse code, but this was the only room that didn't actually force kill you.
Well, the floor is dropping.
Yeah, but if you're still in the top, what, they're going to let the whole room come down?
I would think after a certain amount of time they would.
Oh.
See, what they had to do was get a code to open up the safe that's under the bar. You open up the safe, it has an 8-ball in it. The 8-ball turns into a doorknob, and you go into the next room. But here's the problem. Because everything is upside down, it's just a huge pain in the ass. The military chick taking point, getting shit done, which doesn't involve beating up a man who's 200 pounds heavier than her.
Yeah.
Because that would be bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, no, she's been through basic training. You know, what is she doing? She's doing the thing like monkey bars. She's holding on. She's flipping over and grabbing stuff. She's crawling on her back. You know, all the shit they train you for in the military. So she was really taking point and standing out. And then when it got to the point where the last piece of the floor fell away because she had to get the ball, she pretty much kind of sacrificed herself.
I felt so fucking bad for her.
Because everyone's like, fuck it, just leave it. She's like, nah, this is how you guys can't get out. So she jumped on the ceiling, grabbed the 8-ball, threw it to the black guy, and when the floor broke away, she was hanging by nothing but a fucking telephone cord.
She's the only one I really was devastated.
So yeah, she's just hanging by nothing but a phone cord. And of course, the phone cord snaps. She sacrifices herself. Everyone gets out. It's all good. And again, here's another example of when they're shifting personalities with each other. It was a little bit too forced because now it's the whole, oh, we just lost someone and we're like a family and we need to mourn. No, this is serious. We have to move. We can't make her death be for nothing. I'm like, this is too... No, I can see people kind of acting like that, but to me, it didn't show because the rooms were pushing them so fast.
Yeah.
I don't think there was enough bonding
going
for
on
them to be that broken up over the fact that she died.
She sacrificed herself, and that was a fucked up thing.
Either way, it's like, dude, at that point, we already saw like 1.5 people die.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is what it is.
Well, this one you actually kind of cared because they actually give her so much screen time because she's either freaking out or she's just trying to survive. And she's showing, like, the best out of all of them, like, she wants to survive. And I guess
that's because she's a leader.
Yeah.
She was a lieutenant in the military.
Unlike the Danny character, like, I really wished he did anything productive in the fucking movie.
I really wanted to see more of him, dude. I was so upset that he died.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I was upset when any of the characters died, because I loved them all.
The funny thing about him, the Danny character, was he was asking the black guy, Jay, hey, man, can you still play video games?
He's like... No, I can't play video games now. I just have to fuck women. Now it's like, all right, that's
pretty fucking funny.
That was unnecessarily asshole-ish.
But then again, he deals with a lot of, like, just like his assistant is a young millennial. He gives them a reference to his assistant at the very beginning of the movie, and he said,
"Watch Karate Kid."
Watch Karate Kid.
And I was like, No. Tell him, don't watch the one with Jaden Smith. He's just going to type in Karate Kid. Okay, it's a Jaden Smith movie. I was like, no.
Yeah, Google still fucks with you.
Yeah, it certainly does. So they go to the next room, and this is the room which basically flat out gives everyone's backstory.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, this is kind of where it started to lose steam to me, because the story went in a direction that I thought was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
It shows the hospital beds. At some point, every single one of them was in a hospital.
Yeah.
And they mimicked the exact sort of hospital bed they were in, and they had their case file and all that. And that's when you learn everyone's background. And what you learn is everyone was a sole survivor of something, thus beating statistical odds to be so. Freaking the Amanda, the military woman, was the sole survivor of an IED attack. Her entire platoon was fucking eviscerated.
Yeah.
But she managed to get out alive. Fucking Zoe, her parents were flying a plane over in Asia.
Yeah.
And the fucking plane crashed. Everyone died. A huge fucking ball of fire. She was the only survivor. Mike got it bad.
Yeah.
Fucking, he was a miner. There was a cave in. His brother was right next to him, and he had to listen as his brother gasped for breath until he died. It was like everybody in the mine except for him died. Ben's was actually kind of lame.
Yeah.
He was just driving drunk with his friends in the car, got into a car wreck, and everybody fucking died except him. That's kind of lame. But then you have freaking Jason, him and his friend were in a boat. They went out in the sailboat. Something happened. The boat capsized. They drifted way north to like the cold
How
Arctic
big was
area.
that fucking boat in the first place? I mean,
Just a sailboat. It wasn't like a rowboat, but it was a
that shit
sailboat.
looks small as shit. But
Yeah, when it's flipped over and you're sitting on the bottom of it, yeah, it looks small. It's just a fucking sailboat, dude. But he had to survive out there on his own in the cold, and his friend got hypothermia and froze or some shit or whatever. So he was the only survivor. And which character am I missing?
You got.
I said Jason. Danny. His entire family died of carbon monoxide poisoning. He was the only one to survive.
That was kind of lame.
Yeah, that was kind of lame too. But then again, they got rid of him so quick.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all 7 of them. So that was, it's like, okay. So it seemed like it was interesting. Okay, they're all sole survivors.
You know, they almost got every single racial anomaly here, but now that I think about it, the Taylor Russell character would be considered, I guess, Asian.
Yeah, I guess he would. Yeah.
Yeah, she would. Zoe, yeah. So Danny was like Indian, I guess, Indian, black. You got the white chick, another white dude. I think they covered almost all their bases.
A third white dude. Yeah. So they're in the hospital room. Now, another reason this scene kind of bullshit, there are some x-rays of someone doing hand signals, and the hand signals were the letters EMG. EKG. Sorry, EKG. He's like, we have to use the EKG machine. So he would put it on the kid to see the heart rate, and it shows his heart rate, and this is fail. And then the character, freaking Jason's like, your heart rate's too low. It's got to be higher. And my first question was, how the fuck do you know that?
Yeah, it's like...
It just says fail. You don't know what the fuck it means. Maybe flatlining is how you're supposed to pass. You don't fucking know. Now, in the meantime, Zoe goes off and starts destroying all the cameras that they're using to watch us because of statistical probability that she had learned about earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
It's about a particular atom that doesn't split when it's being watched. It will only split or change when it's not being watched. It was kind of convoluted and stupid.
Yeah, it was.
So you can really just forget about it. Here's the insane thing. He goes to Mike. Mike has a much higher heartbeat. Still says fail. Oh, Mike, it's not high enough. We got to use this EKG, and we got to shock your heart. And Mike is like, the fuck? I ain't doing that. And he's like, Mike, we got to do it, man. We gotta do it. You can save us, Mike. Again, the transition is too strong. You gotta save us, Mike. I don't fucking know you, man. I met you this morning. I'm not letting you hook fucking electrodes up to me and jolt me full of electricity.
Yeah,
fuck you. We'll all just fucking die then.
And here's where the Jason character became like the fucking twirling mustache.
Yeah, he became the ass. He became the heel out of nowhere. He became
that shit was quick.
He was a realist.
Yes.
Is what he was. He was a realist. But then right after that part, right after the soldier chick dies, dude just went full fucking heel.
Yeah, this shit's
way too... What the fuck is this? Why is he going heel? And it only went worse. For every room after that, he became more and more of a heel. Man. So eventually, they get this guy's heartbeat up to 200 or something, and it still says fail. Now, a normal human being would be like, okay, this is not what they want. Because even at 200 and something, you're on the verge of having a fucking heart attack. It can't go higher than that. He tries to make it go higher, the guy dies.
Yeah, and he essentially kills Jason.
Yeah, no. Not essentially, he does kill him.
Yeah, Jason essentially kills Mike,
and then for some reason...
I guess it was just a script ploy just to narrow it down to one more person.
Right, because the TV was showing... doctor used this and that process, and they showed a heart beating or whatever.
Yeah.
So he got the idea now, well, instead of making it go fast, I'm just going to do my Tibetan breathing techniques and slow down my heart. And that's what it wanted. It wanted a slow heartbeat. So I'm like, yes, you killed this guy for nothing. Great job, asshole.
It's fucking bullshit. Let me fucking get the paddles and fucking take them to your chest. And you're like, yo.
I would have slapped this fucking thing. Don't you fucking... This is what we have to do. It's the only way. Okay, put them patches on you. I'll press the button.
You could say...
Then you put them patches on you, I'll shock the living shit out of you since you're so sure.
You touch me with them paddles, motherfucker.
We're going to have a problem.
We're going to have a problem. If you're going to put them paddles on me, you better suck my dick. Let's see.
Even then, still not worth it. Still not worth it. So both Mike and Zoe ends up dying because Zoe stays behind to break all the cameras. They go to the next room, which honestly, in the right situation, that would have been kind of fun. Yeah. Because they have to turn this lever just to open up a hatch. That's it. But the problem is, when they open up a hatch, they start tripping balls. There was LSD all over the fucking hatch.
That room was funky.
And they're like, yeah, look, there's a note on the hatch like, yeah, you got to find the antidote or you're going to die. So Ben ends up finding the antidote. I don't know how.
I don't know how.
He just banged on the wall and there it was. I was like, how the
dude,
fuck
I would have been fucking vomiting profusely.
Yes, I would have been shutting my eyes and just crawling around. That's the only way to stop from being sick. You have to close your eyes so you don't see everything spinning.
That shit would have fucked me two ways.
He finds the antidote, but there's only one dose. So naturally, because at this point Jason has gone heel, he fights Ben for the antidote. Ben accidentally kills him because they're both super high. They can barely stand. He injects the antidote in his leg and sticks it in there, and he's freaking good to go. So he goes into the next room, and this is what's cool. They started the movie showing him in the last room.
Yeah.
So now he jumps into the last room. I can't even explain that shit. That was all sorts of fucked up. All I'll tell you is just, remember that movie Star Wars: A New Hope?
Yeah.
When they go into the trash compactor, and the walls are coming in. That's what he had to go through.
That shit's insane as fuck.
And the thing is, there was no way for him to get out. That one, that's kind of what pissed me off, because it looked like he got
everything
the puzzle.
Needed.
It looked like he got the puzzle, and it still wasn't doing it. And I was like, what's the fucking point of that? But he managed to cheat, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Because whoever designed the fucking thing, the wall that they were pressing him into had a fireplace in it. And naturally, he's like, oh, wait, there's a shield on the wall. He grabs the shield, jumps into the fireplace while holding the shield so that the shield will take the brunt of the fire. He just sits on the shield. And when the wall comes all the way to the other wall, of course, it can't push into the fireplace. It just hits the wall. So it's like, boom, it's done. And then he just leaves the fucking room. This, unfortunately, is the only low point of the movie.
Yeah,
everything in this movie was great, but I do not like that ending. Do not like it. You want to explain what happens, Ray?
He pretty much comes out to an open warehouse room with a whole bunch of, it looks like a setup boxes, like a roadie,
like a rock star,
like a roadie,
everything's on wheels,
everything's set up, and it looks like pallets of cash. But then you start to think he's only really gonna get 10 grand. So I mean, it would just really be a suitcase there for him. And he goes across the table, and there's like a bonsai tree. There's a couple other things on the table, and a guy, the game master, comes to him and say, "Look, you're the only winner. We had people betting on you, but you're like the dark horse of the whole thing. We're actually very surprised." And one moment to the other, this motherfucker's trying to kill Ben. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
But that's not what pisses me off the most. It's like, why are you doing this? All throughout mankind, man has loved to see people die. If we go all the way back to the days of the gladiatorial games in Rome, and I was like, no! You fucked it up! Why'd you fuck it up? I was sure. So all this comes down to is rich people want to see somebody die. So why are you putting people through all this convoluted and complicated shit? Why don't you just pay somebody to go murder them and you watch it and jack off? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I was sure that this was going to be just like the Belko experiment, which had a great ending. For those of you who don't know, the Belko experiment had people trapped in the building who had an ultimatum. It was escalating ultimatums. Kill this person or everyone dies. Kill that person or everyone dies. Kill half the people there or everyone dies. And when it was done, when there was one guy left, they take him out, and he's like, what the fuck is this? Oh, we're just going to give you a questionnaire. We just need you to answer some questions. And they're asking him about what he was feeling, what he was thinking, what he was going through. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, no, this is an experiment we're doing. And when he looks at the monitor, he sees buildings all over the world, like 2 or 3 in every continent, going through the same shit because they're doing this experiment.
Yeah, the Belko.
They're trying to simulate how people would react to anarchy.
Yes.
Anarchy and Armageddon and whatnot. How they would react. They're trying to find out how they would react so that they can best position themselves to take over as a one unified government, take over everything, because it's coming. Yeah. They're going to create anarchy, and they're going to be the ones sitting at the top of the mountain. So we need to do some studies so we'll know how best to manipulate them. And I was like, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I thought that's what this was.
Yeah.
I thought this was like a study. But all it is, no, rich people want to see people die.
Yeah, it's a betting pool.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
We got too much cash. We ain't got nothing to fucking spend it. So we're going to devise an entire organization just to fucking bet.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. You're going to do something like that, you go hostile. I'm going to pay money to kill somebody with my bare hand.
All right, let's just rate this bad boy.
All right. Convoluted, unnecessary, foolish ending aside, pretty good movie. So, Ray, let me go first. I'm gonna rate it first. Easily, full price. Even with that shitty ending. And the ending wasn't really shitty. It was just disappointing. It was a disappointing ending, but well worth the price of admission. Full price. Good movie. Shame it came out in January.
Yes, it gave us something good to watch.
Yeah. And you know what? Really nobody's gonna watch it.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you give it? I'm
gonna give it a full price because it was actually different. It wasn't sloppy. It was actually very smart until the very end. The last 2 minutes of the movie is actually the worst part of the movie.
Yeah, no, like last five.
Last five?
Yeah. It tried to redeem itself when she went to the cops.
You know,
and then the thing wasn't there, and I was like, it's still going. No, it's still going. They're still in the thing. It's like, no, they just picked up and left.
Yeah.
And then it was even worse when you see the thing with the airplane and
that was ridiculous.
The evil overlord. Yes. Next time, Gadget. Next time. That was awful, dude. That last scene's like, were you trying to kill this?
I think that, you know what it is?
That's like me having sex with the one girl I always wanted. Just have sensual sex, knock it out. She's like, God damn, you were good. That was all. That's the best I've ever had. I might call you again and say, thank you, baby. By the way, you got AIDS. And
no.
No, I just poisoned the well. No, why would I do that?
I thought you were gonna say, oh man, she just has diarrhea all over herself.
No, I tell her she has AIDS because I've just poisoned the well.
Oh.
So that I can never fuck that again. I can never experience something that good again.
Oh,
and God. I did that willingly. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I don't understand. So there you got it, folks. Our score, full price. Go out and see it. Give this movie your money. What's that?
At the very end, it looked like they gave us 3 long black screens. Mm-hmm. So I guess the director gave us a chance to leave before we actually saw that bad ending.
I guess.
Yeah, but it was pretty bad.
I guess. I'm so glad, Zoe, that you have overcome your fear of flying. And I was like, you never told us she had a fear of flying.
Yeah. All right, don't forget to visit us on our website at g2ta.net and gottatalkabout.com. And don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube page. All right, guys, the fellas are out. Jesus, man.
Turn it up. Turn my headphones up. I can't hear out the left side of my headphones. Turn them shits up.